Hi, everybody. It's Chelsea Gray. I'm going to talk to you guys for a couple minutes today about the importance of getting people started with their business the minute that they say they want to do the business. And this is why. A lot of people say they want to do the business. They feel like they're ready. They're going to do the business and they're really excited about it. And then they don't really do much, but they feel like they're failing because other people are ranking up the same time that they decided they were going to start the business. But if they're not actually building a business and they're just sitting there or posting on Facebook occasionally and calling it a business, that's why they're not succeeding. So I'm going to give you 5 or 6 steps to really plug people in to help them, to get them going as soon as they start their business. And I have a very good example. I had a member who in July said, all right, I'm ready. I want to do my business. Let's go. So we taught 2 classes for her. She hit star that month. The next month she hit senior star, and she just hit executive on her 3rd month. That's huge. That is something that every single person can do. That's what I did. Those are the same steps that I took. I ranked up at the same time. And then 3 months after I hit executive, I was silver. There's kind of no looking back. And it's not that I recreated the wheel or was breaking all these crazy molds and all these records. It's that I was consistent. I started right away. Immediately I knew what I was doing because I started right away. So here is something I also, before we get started on that, I need you guys to understand, and I hear this all the time. Well, I don't know anybody. I live in a really small town. I don't think my people are going to be into it. That's an excuse. 3/4 of my rock star people I did not know before I started this business at all. And a lot of them are enrolled under people who are just on ER and not really actively building a business. And that's fine. But I have a huge amount of my rock star enrollers and leaders I did not know before I started the business. So if you are just starting your business or you're trying to help other people start theirs, keep in mind, you never know who your members are going to enroll. You never know where your leaders are going to come from. They can come from a class. They can come from a one-on-one. It really, you have no idea. So also, I came from a teeny tiny town and I moved to another teeny tiny town. I literally know maybe 3 people in my actual tiny community because there are not that many people and the houses are so far spread out. So I also don't want to hear, well, we've got 1,000 people on our team and I live in a town with like 300. So that's not an excuse as well. Your members will help enroll other people, and with the internet, with phones, with Zoom, with Skype, with YouTube, everything like that, you can contact your people who need you. So that's not an excuse as well. Okay, so if you have a person who wants to do a business, these are all things you need to do in the very first month. Don't wait. There's no excuse. Let's go, let's go, let's go. And a lot of people will say, well, I don't have time. You don't have 2 hours in a month? Well, then you're not ready to do the business because you're going to need, this is really what you're doing. Number 1, do people know that they're actually doing this now? Do people know that they're really into oils? Are their friends and family aware that they're loving these oils and they want to share them? Your new member should know, or your new business builder should know, they need to be using their oils all the time. Friends, family, in public, etc. That does not mean that their Facebook, every post should be about oils. That is not what happens. But it is a good idea to be like, hey, I can't believe that Fisher wouldn't go to sleep last night. I diffused lavender and he slept like a baby. That's amazing. Or, wow, I'm really loving my new skincare routine with my oils, whatever. Things that you're really using it in your everyday life. When people see how you're using things, not just oils, but, food, what your job is, your whole life, they pay attention and they feel like they know you. So share how you're using. Make sure people know that you have this. Then when you make an announcement that you have a class and you're excited and you're ready to share, people will know that this is something that you're actually really into and something that you're passionate about. So make sure that your new business builder has people aware, as many people as possible, aware that they're using their oils, they're loving their oils, and they're a place that you can get oils if they want them. Number 2, have them document their success. Everybody started with 0. Everybody started with 0 PV. Everybody started with 0 OGV. Everybody started as a distributor. They need to keep in mind every enrollment matters. Every class matters. Every post matters. Every PM they send, every email they send, whatever they're doing, all of this is adding up to build a dynasty for them if they're willing to do the work. And nobody starts with a testimonial. Nobody's like, oh, I just got my kid. I haven't used anything. I haven't enrolled anybody, but here's my awesome Young Living testimonial. That's not how it works. So the beginning, the first couple months with most people, and sometimes it's a couple years, is where people get their testimonial. And then when they are gold or silver and ready to inspire other people, they will be able to say, this is what happened to me. This is how I started. This is why I can understand your struggles and your joys, because this is my testimonial. Help them build their testimonial. Number 3, teach them the art of sharing personally, one-on-one. Mass emailing a bunch of people and saying, hey, I haven't talked to you in a while, but I'm having a class. This is my goal. Help me reach my goal. No. Nobody wants to do that. That's all over Facebook. It's annoying. It's not personal. And it has nothing to do with the people that you're talking to. It only is talking about yourself and your goals and what you need. So now what we want to do is find the need of somebody and help them fill that need with oils. Have your new builder learn that. Have them pay attention, learn to pay attention to other people. Have them learn form, which is friends, occupation, recreation, and then your message. Do not just word vomit. This is how you get your starter kit on everybody, or you will be blocked. So keep that in mind. Teach people how to do one-on-ones and classes. And during these classes, talk to people. Don't just speak in front of everybody. Talk to people. Get to know them. Help them meet their needs. So under number 3, which doing in person, excite and invite people. If you invite people before they're excited about it, they're not going to come. And if you invite people, they're not going to get excited later because they're going to feel like they're a sales product. Number four, launch classes. If you're serious about doing the business, you need to have at least one class the very first month. If you're not willing to do a class, you're not serious about the business. And that's just kind of the way that it goes, because the number one way to enroll people is in-person events. That can be one-on-ones or that can be classes. That's, either one. But if everybody around your new builder knows, hey, she's really into these oils now. And then you're like, hey guys, I'm really in love with these oils. I'm so excited about everything they've done for me and my family. I'm really excited about sharing with them. So I'm going to have an essential oils class. I would love for you to come, et cetera, et cetera. That's not blindsiding people. People understand you need to have a launch class to get people knowing what you're doing, to get people in the chairs. And it gets people, even if they don't come, they know that you're into this business now. If you're having a class, if you're teaching classes, you're serious about the business, and they know that. So and 3 years in, this happens to me all the time, people go, okay, I wasn't ready for oils before, but now I am. And I see all you're doing. I see how serious you are. So I want to sign up under you. That happens to me at least once or twice a month with people who have never come to my classes, because they see that I'm consistent, I'm teaching, I'm sharing, and they know that I'm all in. So every time that you have a class, even if only 1 or 2 people show up, that's still planting seeds, because you made it aware. I love this. I'm a resource for you, so you can love it as well. Always do classes at least once a month, but definitely if someone's deciding to do a business, they need to do a class immediately. And as their sponsor and enroller, it's not pushy at all to say, hey, if you want to do the business, this is what we do. And if people are like, it's like, okay, well, let me know when you're serious, because this is how the business works. You cannot have a successful business realistically. For most people, there are exceptions to this rule, but you cannot have I don't know a single person who went boom, 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 ranking up, huge checks, hundreds of dollars their first 2 months, thousands their first, 6, by not doing classes. So this is the way the business works. Have them, they can do all the training on their own. When they're ready to be serious, you go and you help them teach a class. And number 5 is keep everybody plugged in, okay? Not everybody who says they're ready to do the business is actually ready for what it actually entails. They might enroll a couple people here and there, and that's great. That's awesome, and we're really thankful for that. But some people need to learn on their own time, and I have a lot of rock stars who took 4 or 5 months. They did game plan. They did they followed all of our training. They were on the Zoom calls. They were in the business group, and they were really paying attention. They weren't really starting their business. Wisdom doesn't do much for your business unless you implement the strategies that you've learned. So I have a lot of people who learn, and then start their business. And that is fine. So every single person, I think everybody should be aware of the business opportunity if they are a member. But if they say they want to do the business, but they're really not jumping in, or they are jumping in, no matter what, keep them plugged in. Make sure they have access to these Zoom calls. Make sure they know what a Zoom call is. Make sure they have access to the replays of the Zoom calls, because we have a lot of people who, even though they want to be on the Zoom calls, it doesn't fit with their schedule, but they can listen later. They can listen in their car. They can listen when they're cooking, all of that stuff. Make sure they know where the training is. If they're feeling a little shy or, I'm not sure that this is for them, they can still do the training and then realize what an awesome opportunity this is. So make sure they know where game plan is. Make sure they're in the business group, all that. And make sure that people understand they really can build this on their time. You don't have to be all, 40 hours a week to make a really good impact on your life and others. A lot of us do this part-time with full-time income, but you still have to put in the legwork at the beginning to get to that situation. Understand that they need to be a student of the business and that you are a student of the business. I will never stop learning and training about this business because things change all the time, and I get different tips and different pointers from different people, and it's really impactful for me to continue to study the business. Your team needs to know that you are doing what you're asking them to do. You're studying the business. You're on the Zoom calls. You're posting in the business group. You're still training. So they're going to do what you do. So those are my 5 tips for what to do with a new business builder. I hope that's really helpful. Let me know if you have any questions, and I cannot wait to see our team totally skyrocket. Take these tips, grab them by the horns, I'll say, and run with it. Make sure that you are the example. You're setting the pace. If you say, oh, it's fine, we'll do a class the next 6 months, they think that that's normal, and they think that's what everybody's doing, and then they're surprised why everyone else is ranking up. That's not normal for a successful business. Being consistent, getting out there, training, teaching classes, etc. So I hope this is helpful. Please share this with your team, your downline, anybody who is like, say, hey, I enrolled somebody, they want to do the business. These are my tips. I hope they're helpful. Bye.